just part of the storyline.
I can't believe you got me over here defending Chopper. But like, come on, yo. Like, let's be real, yo. Like those two characters have less to zero meaning in any of the Dragon Ball Z
No,
stories going
I'm
forward.
not. No, I'm not. And I know Goku's dumb. I know Naruto's dumb. But Luffy went he surpassed both of them. He surpassed both of them. And it's just cringy to be like the whole eye popping out thing. That shit just bothered me, yo.
When Pokemon Go first dropped, and like when I see maybe like a few weeks later, I forgot where I was. I think I was in South Carolina somewhere at the time, and I went to eat like dinner at some restaurant. And we came outside after we got done eating, and it was like the restaurant was like right outside of like a park, whatever. The park was flooded, just people like
Yeah.
on their phone, like Pokemon Go. Like it was, I had never seen nothing like it before. It was crazy. It was crazy.
What's going on with Damage, but it was in the plot.
Stop it, man.
You come on, man. You can't move the goalposts.
I'm not moving the goalposts. You try to move the goalposts. You try to
Hey,
move it
you
first.
bend it to something. You bending it over a little bit.
No, I'm straight. I'm going right to the touchdown, and I've already passed the touchdown. You are trying to keep you're trying to bring it forward. You trying to move it to the 50-yard line.
No, I'm not.
Welcome to the Nurse Light channel. We host AJ Rowe.
From Caso.
Welcome. We're back again. This is a brand new day, brand new season.
I know.
But it's gonna still keep the same conversation going, still keep the interest there, and we're glad that everybody who's been waiting, sorry for the wait. For the ones who knew what was going on, we're back and we ain't going away. So before we get started, don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel for any past, current, and future content. What's going on, brother?
Oh, sir. Yeah, man. Feels good.
Yeah,
Feels good to be here.
New Year's starting
I
2020.
know.
Right.
Right.
So before we get started, well, I want to introduce the topic. And so when we introduce the topic, we're going to have a conversation about it. And we're going to just take it from there. So, but the conversation that we're going to have today, everybody, we're going to talk about anime's big three. Is it a fluid list? Is it a hard yes on the three that currently sit on top of that? Do certain animes fit in with this? Certain animes don't. Well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So obviously we don't count Pokemon, we don't count Digimon, we don't count Dragon Ball, we don't count Sailor Moon, all these other older animes. Typically, the big three are the ones from like is One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. But because of animes that have kind of came after it, some have left a really huge mark, some haven't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get opinions that want to take one or two, maybe all of them out and put their own list to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
into it, excuse me.
Right. Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I don't want to come across as a Naruto hater. So I'm not going to say it does not deserve to be in the big three, but I do feel like there have been animes that have came out afterwards that have kind of have a more fluid story than Naruto has. But for me, in your opinion, what do you think a big three anime should have? Like, and this can be anything. What do you think?
That's a solid question. First of all, before I even dived into that, I just want to go on the record and say I actually do feel like Dragon Ball should be in there. But if we're excluding them, like I say, I'm gonna stick. That could be a whole other topic. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But so sticking to the topic at hand, as far as what do I feel like they should have, I feel like they should definitely have a good plot, a good storyline. I feel like they have a good storyline, good character development, and I kind of feel like that kind of goes into the same plot storyline thing. Um, this might be a little subjective, but I almost feel like they should have a good animation style. I said, and I feel like that could be a little bit subjective because some people, I mean, who am I to say was not a good animation style? But I feel like that should be definitely be included in there, and I also feel like it should be Again, and that's the crazy thing about this thing, right? So with the big three, obviously everyone has their own opinion, and that's what makes it a good topic. Um, but I also feel like there should be balance. And what I mean is, and this, I feel like I'm glad it's just us two talking right now because I feel like we had like a bunch of people. Someone could definitely challenge me on this, but because I feel like this could get really tricky. But what I'm about to say is going to sound kind of crazy. But when I say balance, I mean like if it's an action cartoon, I feel like it needs to be a balance of okay, conversation, maybe a little comedy in there, just a little bit. Not 100% one-sided. And when I say again, I have to make sure when I say balance, again, I'm not saying it has to have comedy in there, but it can't be nonstop action. It can't be nonstop drama. If it's a comedy, I feel like it can't be nonstop comedy. I feel like there needs to be some kind of balance in there to maybe have like a um for example, if it is comedy, I feel like there needs to be some form of tension. And the episodes should have like a climax and maybe like have an antagonist and something that's gonna bring a little bit of controversy. If it is a show that pretty much has a lot of controversy or whatever climax, and it needs to be some downtime. It needs to be some like level set time where it's not 100% nonstop, like in your face. Um, but yeah, I say that's the main things I would say I would look for. Oh, also characters that we can relate to. That's
Yeah,
big too.
yeah,
That's
absolutely,
big too.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I agree with most of that. I also think about cultural impact. I think about
Mm,
like pop culture, like when the kids are going to these conventions, what are they wearing?
yeah,
Characters they're quoting, like all that stuff. Like, and also I also think about you said relatable characters. I'll go a step further and say transcendent characters, characters that are timeless, characters that not just they're relatable, they're cool, they're a part of
yeah.
life, or you want to root for these characters. You don't want to like want to see them fail. You want to see them succeed.
Right, yeah. That's good. I'm glad you said that. That's really good. You're right. You're
And
right.
while we were talking about that, I actually was thinking about my personal big three isn't the big three that is
Uh-huh.
yeah. I think that it's a I think that Hunter x Hunter should be in the big three.
Mm, mm, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's a good one. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That's a good one.
I don't think JJK should be up there right now.
I was thinking that, but I feel like it's too soon.
I think it's too soon. I think it's too
Yeah,
soon. Manga related, it was a great story. I'm not going to spoil anything like that, but I
yeah,
think it was a great story. I think it was very what do you call it? I think it was like they had their own little plot holes, but it wasn't that many.
mm,
I feel like it was a little bit more even flow. It had a good consistency to it.
yeah. Huh. But yeah, I definitely feel like it's too soon though. And he really got me thinking about that Hunter x Hunter thing. Because honestly, as far as um the list goes, and again, obviously, like you said, excluding Pokemon, excluding I guess Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, whatever.
Yeah, and the reason why I don't even
Um,
put Dragon Ball, because I think Dragon Ball is like a step above. I think you got these other animes just trying to catch up to Dragon Ball. And I think
okay,
yeah, I just think Dragon Ball is on its own plateau. And just like Pokemon is on its own plateau,
yeah,
Digimon doesn't really, it never really had the success that Pokemon and Dragon Ball had, but it's still a
yeah.
perfect one.
Okay, now I see like I see your vision of where I get where you're going. Okay, in that case, I agree then. If that's the angle you're taking, then
But
yeah, I
like I
agree with
said,
that.
but keep in mind, that's my big three list. Your
Yeah,
big three list could be something completely different. And just like anybody
yeah,
in an audience, like anybody in the audience, like definitely when you're in the comments, definitely chat, give us your favorite, not your favorite, your big three. Like, what do you think makes up the big three? Give us like your
yeah,
comments, like about like what makes it up. Like, what are the additives that make up the big three?
yeah. That's
So
a really good. Yeah. And now you
it's
really got me. You really got me. My wheels are turning now because I'm really sitting here trying to think about like. Yeah, I feel like I feel like you're kind of on something with the whole, like you said, they're being on a whole other level. Because like off of, I mean, if we are including them, then just off the rip, I feel like we have to include Pokemon. Even though I've never really looked at Pokemon as an anime, I didn't really start looking at it as an anime until I got older, and I kind of looked
yeah.
back and I was like, oh yeah, I guess it was an anime. But yeah, but if we're excluding those, even if we're excluding those, I like you. I actually wouldn't put Bleach in there.
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter is a really good choice, though. Hunter is a really good choice. Um, and I forgot. Yeah, I would. I think I would probably say One Piece, Naruto, and probably Hunter x Hunter. I'm trying to think. I almost thought there could be something else in there other than Hunter x Hunter, but I can't. I really can't think of nothing else to put in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Hunter x Hunter. That was a really good pull. I don't know why I didn't think about it. And I love Hunter. And I don't know why I didn't think about it. I don't know why I didn't think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that might be in the third
Hunter x
spot for
Hunter,
me.
like, and people, I think sometimes it gets slept on, but it's
Yeah,
just as good as those three, maybe even better in some cases.
yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. It definitely
Like
slept on.
to me, I personally think Hunter x Hunter is better than Naruto.
It might be. It might be. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah, it might be. I'm not gonna lie. It was a really good show.
Yeah, like I just think, look, and like I said, it's all subjective because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
we're having fun with this. We want to make sure that it's like we have our own opinions about it. And I mean,
yeah,
there's no right or wrong. I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, but I strongly believe that this is like Hunter x Hunter should be up there.
yeah. I'm not mad at that. Like I said, it's a really good anime. It was a really good anime. That was like my first. I feel like I told you this before, but that was really like kind of like my first like introduction into anime. Like again, I'm not counting Dragon Ball or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Like
Mm-hmm.
all those like animes I watched when I was younger. 'Cause at the time, I guess because I was younger, I didn't realize I was watching anime. Like it was just a show, a cartoon for me that I enjoyed. Um, but Hunter x Hunter was probably like the first anime
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't on a regular Cartoon Network or Fox or whatever. Like it was my first anime that I watched like outside of like the mainstream type of thing. Um, and it set the bar high. It set the bar high. It was a really good Hunter x Hunter was good. Like,
Yeah,
such a good anime.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you think Gon is a character that is almost as, I don't want to say maybe not as transcendent, but I would just say he's just as popular as like an Ichigo or Luffy, Naruto?
No. And that's I think that's one of the reasons why I'm having a hard time putting that in the third spot. I really want to put it there. But to your point, yeah, no. I definitely don't think his name is up there with them. I also don't feel like he's a recognizable character, even visually. Like I feel like if you show a picture of him, a lot of people don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean that's tough. Nah, I can't put him in that same boat. Show overall is amazing, but him as a character, yeah, I can't say
You
he's
know,
as
I think people
recognizable.
would.
Oh no.
I mean, I like Gon. Like Gon is one of my favorite characters, but also at the same time, like Hisoka is a character I feel like is a lot more popular than Gon is.
Yeah,
But also at the same time, like, the story I think elevates even more than so much the characters.
yeah,
Look at
I
the Black
agree.
and Chiha back.
What's going on, sir?
Oh man, long time no see.
I know, man. I know. Going to catch you up really quick. So basically, we talking about the big three. Jero saying excluding Dragon Ball, excluding Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess like the kind of mainstream ones. Um, and I think right now we're basically just talking about like what do we feel like what categories or like what um features I guess makes anime to qualify for the big three. So basically, right now I already said like storyline, plot, like character development, just a few things that we threw out so far.
Yeah, and we said cultural like impact. We were talking about like the storylines, the characters, like you see these kids going to these stores, these comic book stores or whatever, dressing up as a character, Halloween conventions, etc. Like just stuff like that. Like all this stuff is it matters.
Yeah.
So are we talking like overall? We talking like like today?
Well, in your opinion, yeah, because it's today. Because today, like the current big three is Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Those are the three. Those are the
That's
top.
what I'm saying. You talking about like outright now, or you talking about like overall?
Well, in your opinion, do you think that's the right big three, or do you think there should be ones that should take one out, take two out, leave it as is?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Are we talking about like overall all the way to now, or are we talking about like the
Yeah,
animes
like all
out
the way
like
up to now,
now, like
like
recent
animes,
animes out now?
because that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
all the way up to now?
Like right now, the big three is One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. But in your opinion, should they not? Should one, two, three of them, all of them, not be in it?
I'm gonna say, like I say, definitely gonna put Dragon Ball Z in there.
No. Oh, okay. Well, this is your list. Okay.
Uh, I'm gonna give Naruto two, and then after that, I hate to say it, but I probably had to give it to One Piece.
Mm.
I had the same
But
list, but
but
yeah,
then I would have to break it up. So those would be tier one, and then tier two, I probably had to give to uh, what else you got? Um, Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, maybe Attack on Titan. Um, Demon Slayer. Yeah, I give it that because I mean, 'cause I can look at it different ways. If you're talking about immediate impact, you could say, my tier one could have been Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon,
yeah,
and at one point, and then Digimon. If you're talking about like impact, because like at one point, Pokemon was, it's
yeah,
considered an anime. That was like the most popular one, even over Dragon Ball Z at one point. Like everything was Pokemon. This Pokemon that.
Yeah, and
yeah,
I didn't add Dragon Ball Z to anything because I always felt like Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, those were like a tier, like they didn't consider those the big three because they were so above everything. The big three, I guess. I don't know the exact definition of how it came to be. I think it was because all of them were like kind of made around the same time frame. Like they started it off like I think it was around that anywhere from that 97 to like 2002 time when all those they came to be. Like
that
I
makes
think
sense.
that's why I
Yeah,
said
but like I didn't know people. I didn't know people was walking Dragon Ball Z till I got into high school.
but
Really
because
want
most of that stuff,
nobody.
yeah, because it was made in the 80s. Like yeah, Dragon Ball was made in the 80s.
And like I said, that's what I was saying. I remember like getting up like 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday and watching Dragon Ball. Then it turned into Dragon Ball Z before
Mhm.
finally went, saying the Cartoon Network and all that. But back then, like I
Yeah,
said, won't nobody really talking about it like that. I remember, there was a couple people in my middle school, we would draw pictures, have content and stuff like that, but nobody was really talking about the episodes like they do
Yeah.
today.
yeah,
So, people probably watching it, but they really won't talk about it because be like, what I'm saying? I guess at one point it was uncool to watch anime or cartoons at that point before it actually transcend over. But everybody was playing Pokemon games. Everybody was, what I'm saying, doing trading cards. Everybody was talking about Pokemon this, Pokemon that.
So
So
you
at one
think
point,
so you think, and I don't mean to cut you off, you're trying to say that those anime should be included, like as a big
yeah.
three. Okay.
Cause like I said, to me, I know where I grew up at. I said people was watching Dragon Ball Z, but really won't nobody really talking about it, and then it really hit like it does now. Till I got like in the high school when we started discussing episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Pokemon. Like I said, I remember having Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow,
Hmm.
and back when the Game Boy had a little core where you can actually battle people before you had like internet, whatever. That was the thing. I remember in the mall. I remember there used to be like gatherings of people playing the Pokemon trading card game, like packed right there in the middle of the mall.
yeah.
People playing and then trading Pokemon. Everybody had a big book trying to trading cards, trying to get stuff like that. Like Pokemon used to be like that was the name brand, like first anime that everybody enjoyed and loved.
Hmm.
That's tough. That's really true. That's really true. The impact. We're talking impact and cultural. Like nothing, no anime has hit like Pokemon has. Like just even like what 5, 6 years ago with Pokemon Go, like crazy, like crazy. I remember when Pokemon Go first dropped, and like, I see maybe like a few weeks later, I forgot where I was. I think I was in South Carolina somewhere at the time, and I went to eat like dinner at some restaurant. And we came outside after we got done eating, and it was like the restaurant was like right outside of like a park, whatever. The park was flooded, just people like
Yeah.
on their phone, like Pokemon Go. Like it was, I had never seen nothing like it before. It was crazy. It was crazy. Um,
I don't think any anime can come close to like what Pokemon is doing. Like
never,
just in general, just because
never.
the Pokemon like phenomenon is still going strong to this day.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And it's still going.
And to your point, Drew, that's kind of why I kind of feel you on saying it's a whole other thing. Like I almost, like you said, I almost don't want to include it in the conversation because
Yeah, and that's why I was trying to
it's
avoid. I didn't because like because what could really beat Pokemon?
nothing. Nothing. I don't
Nothing.
think anything ever gonna, yeah, nothing.
Like, and I don't mean just the anime. I just mean the whole franchise.
In general, yeah,
Yeah, like,
nothing.
it's
Nothing.
like it's insane. That's a machine.
Yeah. And now we do, and if we do like seclude it like to its specific like outside of the franchise, it's like specifically just this show, then it can be touched. But
Yeah,
I think as a franchise
yeah.
as a
Because
whole, yeah,
the anime definitely lacks. You know,
yeah. So
you got a main character who hasn't aged in like
yeah, so if we're talking about anime just as a show, then yeah, I can say Pokemon can.
I
I
mean, like
wouldn't
I
put
said,
it in my
you
top
said
three.
it as a show and as an impact. Like I said, ain't no other anime hit harder than Pokemon. Probably except like I
Nah,
said, now if you want to do that, I would say then it goes Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and Drogon don't want to admit it, but then maybe Naruto after that. If you're talking
no,
about
I did.
impact anime,
I said Naruto, but I mean I said Naruto. It has like I'm not gonna sit here and say it doesn't like have its following and it doesn't have impact. I'm just
yeah.
saying Hunter x Hunter to me is a better anime.
I mean, we can argue that fact. We could argue that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, cause I've seen on social media where they had like a thing like this. Like they had like these statues, these giant statues in the background. And I know one was Dragon Ball Z, another one was matter of fact, it was Dragon Ball Z,
Oh, you thought they
Naruto,
were
and
praying to the bigger statues
yeah,
of Dragon
yeah.
Ball. Yeah, yeah,
And like it was
yeah.
like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and One Piece, and then you had all these other anime on the bottom, like praying to 'em or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I would say you do like tier one and definitely be Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and you can put Naruto in there, you can put another one in there, or whatever, and then do tier two, and then three, then so on and so on. Because as the generation goes on, the people below us that's younger than us, they're gonna be like, oh, Hunter x Hunter is this, or Jujutsu Kaisen is just as good as Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that.
No, and I didn't think about that. And that's a good point, Jordan, because I didn't think about the younger people. They weren't exposed to what we were exposed to. And so,
Yeah.
they're like it's like this new way of looking at anime now, like isekais, like going to different worlds. And it's like that's like a fad right now. And then you got the Jujutsu Kaisens and what's the Death Notes and the what's the other one I was thinking about? Don Don and what's that other one that's like really popular right now?
What Family Spy?
What? Oh, Spy X Family, Spy X Family. Yeah,
Yes, Spy Family.
Yeah, that one. And there's some other ones too that are like Ray Zero and stuff like that. Like that,
Yeah.
they have some good ones now. I mean, but at the same time, like the classes are the classes. The classes are the blueprint. The classes are the ones that bring you to they're the ones that's already at the dance. You just trying to get in. So, you know,
So, I
I'll
mean,
go ahead.
like you said, but so like I said, like now looking back, talking about it, like I said, look how long it took Dragon Ball Z to get on. And like I said, remember I told you I was playing that Naruto game with my cousin before I even knew what Naruto was.
Yeah.
And that was like, man, I didn't find out what Naruto was till I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And
Did you
then I
know
was playing
about
that
it when
game,
we
like I said,
played?
man,
Did
I
you
was
know
in middle
about it when
school.
we played that GameCube game?
That's what I'm talking about. He had on GameCube
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Like I said, that was back when I was in, when GameCube first came out. That was like what, middle school or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what Naruto was. I was just playing it. So like I said, sometimes it takes a while for stuff to catch on. before it
Yeah.
be like an actual movement.
Yeah,
Like most
that's
people,
probably yeah.
like there's a lot of love about One Piece that I see, and I give One Piece a chance. Just the one thing that throw me off is just the animation, yo. That shit just horrible.
I like so this I'm glad you said that. So while we're on this same episode, we're gonna have a talk about your beef with One Piece.
Like I said, man, it's so I watched Luffy versus what's the dude that transformed into a dragon?
Oh, Kaido.
Yeah, Kaido. So I watched that. And I'm like, you know what? This right here was a decent fight. I give it an A. It was a decent fight, but what threw me off and made me almost turn the whole thing off was when that little scientist, when that scientist
Oh,
showed up and that nigga
with the
had that
tongue,
little
yeah,
wagging ass
yeah,
tongue. I
yeah.
was like, nigga, like that's the stuff that just disappoints me about One Piece. It's the cringy, the I guess they try to be comical animation, and I can't deal with stuff like that, yo.
Yeah.
It just turns me off. It's like you had this great battle that's going on right about now, back and forth. And like I said, I'm getting into it. I'm like, you know what? I might just sit down and just watch one of these arts or whatever. And then this nigga pops up with the tongue wagging thing. And then the damn bird had the same shit. I was like, man, I'm done, yo. I'm done, yo. I can't do it. I can't do it, yo.
I'm not mad at that because I actually feel the same way. Like I mean, Jory, I'm not as far, I guess, as Edwin is as far as One Piece goes. Like I don't even know where I'm at.
Edward
Like,
only watch One Piece.
oh
He
well,
just saw a clip on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah,
He
bro.
not watching One
I
Piece.
just watched the clip. I can't do it, yo.
but even based on that one clip, that's kind of how I feel about the show too. I've been watching. Well, I took a little break from it, but I still feel that way. Like the animation style, like the comedy, like infusing it. It was hard for me to get past. I feel like the first few episodes, but I had to like force myself to keep watching it. And even now, it still like has moments where I'm just like, but I'm because I know it has such a legendary reputation and so many people love it. I keep watching it. And it has don't get me wrong. It definitely has its dope moments. It has its good moments, but then it has other moments to everyone's point where it's like that, and I'm just like. I kind of killing it for me, but I know it's gonna get good again, so I keep watching it. But for me, the animation style definitely kind of hurts. Even though I know for a fact it gets better because I've seen some of the newer stuff. It does get better. And then to
Listen,
everyone's point, some of the comedy stuff is like, but like I said, it's still a good show, so I keep watching it. But I wish they would take some of that stuff out. But
does it get better, Crump? Does it? Because okay, so here's my thing with anime. So this is my thing with anime. I watch anime for like the story and then the choreographed animation. So I base all my anime off. I love Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is always gonna be my favorite anime. So the fight scenes ain't close to what Dragon Ball Z is, as far as what I'm saying, the choreography for that.
it's not.
Then you got to like the reason I like Naruto because it's close to Dragon Ball Z as far as the fight choreography, and it has a great story. And the more I dived into it, the more the story just opened up even more. But like the fight scenes, it's like okay, it's not Dragon Ball Z type style where they're powering up and all this right here, but there's strategy into it. It's like okay, when as soon as you think this person got this, he actually some bluffed them and fooled them into something like that. I like a strategy too.
Yeah.
So, and I see some like, and then I looked at One Piece, and I know Goku's dumb. I know Naruto's dumb. But Luffy went he surpassed both of them. He surpassed both of them, and it's just cringy to be like the whole eye popping out thing. That shit just bothered me, yo. It's like you trying to appease little kids, what I'm saying, younger, older kids, and like young adults at the same time. It's like you walk on a fine line. Like it's cringy, man. It's like it's just cringy. It's like you set me up, then you just drop me. You pick me back up, you drop me some more. And that's why I can't get with One Piece. Like it's like when he fought Lucci for the first time, I was like, yo, it's decent. It's a decent fight. It's not Dragon Ball Z like, but it's a decent fight. It was a decent fight. And then when he first discovered Hawkeye, how can you say it?
Hockey.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, a little power up, something a little different. I like it. It's a little different. I like it. And then we go back to the cringy shit again with just like I said, the eye popping, and
He
then you
talking
have
about Gear
characters.
5. He talking about Gear 5.
No, I mean I'm talking about Gear 2, 3, and you know,
But Gear
all that.
5 is when his eyes, like, yeah.
Like I said, I understand joy. Like I said, now that I understand the whole element of One Piece, that really don't bother me. Joy Boy, he's already an idiot in the first place, so that just what I'm saying just increases idiocy. So, but it's just like I said, and then you have characters that just there for no reason. Like, what's the little reindeer name?
Chopper.
Chopper. Like, why is he there?
He's a doctor. He's the team doctor.
Like, it's why?
Ain't there characters on Dragon Ball Z that shouldn't be there? Ain't there characters on Pokemon that shouldn't be there? Ain't there characters on Naruto that shouldn't be there? Ain't there characters on Bleach? And ain't like
What? Name me. Every one of the Z fighters had put in work at some point. Have put in work and have proven themselves at some point. Chopper has never in battle. Has he ever proven
no.
himself
I
at
ain't
one
letting you
point?
get away with that. And then you get there is like Yamcha has never redeemed himself ever. Not from that first fight in Cyberman.
But hey, he threw hands at the first sight, won't scare. I can't help at the ending point, but he threw hands like he won't scare. He was in there training even before the Saiyans came, and like I said, they were at Kami and they faced, them other Saiyans that Kami, in that I guess little spirit time room, whatever.
Yeah.
He still was throwing hands and stuff like that. I ain't never seen Chopper throw hands like Yamcha.
Chopper, he shines maybe not in the best light, but he does shine in the Water 7 art.
I mean, in the dark, a match is still shine too.
Yo, boy, you gotta start getting leave Chopper alone, yo. I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you about the fact that Chopper is like his bounty speaks for itself. His bounty is like 5 berries or something like that. It's not a lot. There's 100 berries. It's 100 berries. Like, dude, ain't a lot. He don't like all these dudes got millions and billions, and he's 100. Nobody take.
Okay, I'll give you this. Chaozu has proven himself. Chaozu has proven himself at times.
Oh, you talking about when he sacrificed himself for nothing against Nappa?
Hey, him and Yamcha, they beat the Ginyu Force on King Goblet.
That don't count. That don't count.
Yeah,
that counts. That don't have no.
Nah,
that does not have.
That counts. No,
no.
I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you scale over like that. That counts.
That has
a win's a win.
No, it does not count.
That's a win. That's a win.
It doesn't count. As much as you like to believe it counts, it does not count.
That's a win.
Dude, does it really truly help the Z Fighters? No, it did not.
I ain't say it helps. I just say it's a win.
It is not. It is not a part of the plot.
I ain't saying it's a part of the plot. I just said it's a win. I said at some point they had proven themselves.
It's damn near
that point.
It's damn near filler.
How's it filler? It's going on while the actual story.
Count.
It's not a filler. It's part of the storyline.
Get out of here.
It's part of the storyline. It's not like it was taking place in a different part. It's part of the storyline.
I can't believe you got me over here defending Chopper, but like, come on, yo. Like, let's be real, yo. Like those two characters have less to zero meaning in any of the Dragon Ball Z stories going forward.
I'm not gonna let you.
Chopper has more meaning in the stories.
I mean, yes, it came to a point. If you wasn't a Super Saiyan, you was irrelevant. But I'm saying at the point of Dragon Ball Z starting up, they proven themselves.
Okay, but Chopper, from the time he got onto the Straw Hat crew up until now, he still has purpose. Your character, Yamcha and Chaozu, has no purpose.
What purpose is it?
He's the
nobody
doctor.
no human has a purpose anymore.
Huh?
That's not fair. No non Super Saiyan God now has any purpose.
That's we can't let the writer said, hey, we should never introduce Chaozu and Yamcha. We're gonna like leave them out and we're gonna start writing about better characters. Tien and Master Roshi have more value than they do.
But what have they done?
They competed in the Tournament of Power. Did
they defeat anybody?
End of discussion.
Did they defeat anybody? I don't know. According to you, just because you compete don't mean anything.
They did. They did fight. They won. They won fights in the Tournament of Power.
Who did TN beat?
I mean, some less than because they had like
nobody.
I mean, it wasn't no huge threat, but they won.
Okay, if you include TN's so-called victory in the Tournament of Power, we gonna include Tien and Yamcha and Chaozu beating the Ginyu Force and King Kong Planet. That's only fair.
No, that's only fair. Because they were in the plot. They were in the plot.
That was in the plot too.
Man, that was out. That was off. That was like a side story that happened out there.
I mean, it may not have to tend with what's going on with Daniel, but it was in the plot.
Stop it, man.
Come on, man. You can't move the goalposts.
I'm not moving the goalposts. You try to move the goalposts.
You bended it something. You bended it over a little bit.
No, I'm straight. I'm going right to the touchdown, and I've already passed the touchdown. You are trying to keep. You're trying to bring it forward. You're trying to move it to the 50-yard line.
No, I'm not. If you count Tien's so-called victories in the Tournament of Power, which he didn't have any, then you got to count Chaozu and Yamcha beat over Ginyu Force as well.
No, what I'm saying too is they actually fought Frieza's army in Dragon Ball Super.
Did they win?
Yamcha.
Did they win?
Huh?
Did they win?
Yeah, they won.
No. Did they win? I ain't talking about the whole overall team. Did Tien and Chaozu win versus any of them people?
Yeah, they showed because Piccolo fought. He beat some.
I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about Tien. Okay, yeah, Tien and Master Roshi. Did they beat any of Frieza's army?
Master Roshi beat because that's when he got real big and he beat him. He did his Kamehameha on him.
And then what happened?
I mean, that's all they did. That's all he did. He beat Henchman. He beat Henchman. Like I said, he beat Henchman.
Okay, so that's irrelevant as well, right?
We'll pick this up. We'll pick this up in part 2. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel. We're back. We're gonna start putting out some more content. We're out. Talk to you soon.
All right.